All right. So when I went to the University of Wisconsin,
So you
uh,
were moving as a bachelor.
yes, I had my a bachelor's degree from Harvard, and so the fall semester, right? So I enrolled at the University of Wisconsin in Madison, and the following year I met Danby at a Hebrew roundtable. She had studied Hebrew in Westchester Day School, and she was majoring in political science and Hebrew at the University of Wisconsin. And they had as I say, this roundtable where those wanting to uh, speak Hebrew outside of class would meet for lunch in the
Uh-huh.
cafeteria, right? And there was a special table set up in a corner in a separate room for them to do that. And since I was a graduate of Hebrew college, I wanted to maintain my Hebrew. So I went to.
And
Uh,
also you were lonely because you are out of town.
well, yeah. I mean, I wasn't expecting to meet anybody. I went there ostensibly, for the language, and
Uh,
then I'm sitting there, and in walks this, and I, people who know the story know that the expression I use is quite accurate. In walks this beautiful blonde bombshell, accompanied by her Hebrew instructor, who happens to be a friend of mine from the Boston area.
huh.
We knew one another when I was a student in Boston, and as she had since married and moved to Madison, where her husband was a grad student, etc. So she walks in with Danby, and she notices the spark. First of all, she recognized me, and so she brought Danby over to where I was sitting, and we sat down, and got acquainted, and I asked Danby out on a date,
Wait,
and
did you impress her with your Hebrew skills at that?
well, I mean, yeah, we spoke Hebrew. I suppose she was impressed, uh, but for whatever reason, I thank my lucky stars that she did agree to go out with me, and I took her home after our first date, and she says to me, "Listen, I had a wonderful time, but I have to tell you, if you're not interested in moving to Israel,
Oh my
don't
God.
call me again." So I said to her, "Of course, I'm interested in moving to Israel." At the time, this was the furthest thought from my mind. But in order to continue dating her, so I was willing to say anything, and shalom ishma, balishma, as it were. So in time, I did make the commitment to her that we would move